Hello and welcome to another tutorial. Today I'm going to talk about something that can make your lace knitting look a little bit neater. If you are new to lace knitting or you're not very used to reading your knitting, then this may not make much sense, but if you're a little bit more experienced lace knitter, then you will probably get a lot out of this tutorial. So this is a swatch that I've knitted. I put it on a blocking board just so I can hold it a bit closer to the camera. So you can see properly. On this half of the swatch I have used this trick, on that half I haven't, and you may think, well, I can't tell the difference. Now what I do is when I knit yarn overs, now yarn overs is the same as yarn forward in English for English knitters, and yarn overs basically make all the holes in lace knitting, and they can look a little bit, when you come on the next row you would normally knit that stitch, and they can look a little bit kind of open. If you can see here, you almost get like yarn over and then like half an opening above it, like a tiny bit above it. So just trying to see if there's one that kind of shows it quite well here. So here, for example, because you've done a yarn over and then you knitted the stitch above, it kind of looks a bit open. You can see there's like a little bit of a circle there as well, and the yarn overs just aren't a completely sort of round shape. If you knit, when you knit a yarn, when you come on the row after you've done a yarn over, if you knit into that yarn over, then it gives you a slightly more sort of rounded look. You see here, if you can look, if I can get that up close to the camera, there we go. If you see there, you might be able to see that you can tell that that stitch has been knitted through the back loop. And the same thing, you can see it here, knitted through the back loop, And what I do is, when I do a yarn over, on the next right side row, I knit that yarn over through the back loop. I'm going to show you now what I mean. And in the blog post that accompanies this video, there is a chart that shows you what I'm talking about as well. So it'll show you what the chart looks like, and the written instructions for the chart are there as well. What it looks like when you don't do the knit the yarn over through the back loop, and when you do it. So you can have actually knit a little swatch for yourself and have a look. So I've started the lace pattern. I've done 4 rows. And I'm going to do row 5, and I'm going to show you what I do. Now you can see here that there are some yarn overs. So that's a yarn over I made on row 3. That's another one I made on row 3, and there. So I've got some yarn overs there that I made on row 3. So now I'm going to show you, I'm now on the next right side row, so I'm now going to show you how I handle those yarn overs. So I'm just going to knit in the pattern, and here I come to the first yarn over. So that's the yarn over that I did in row 3, and I'm now in row 5. So this doesn't affect the following, the wrong side row after you've done the yarn over. You just purl or knit it as normal, whatever the pattern directs. But on the next right side row, when you come to that yarn over, instead of knitting it as normal, you can see if we knit it as normal, it kind of opens it up a bit, or quite a lot in that case. If you knit it through the back loop like that, it just closes it up a bit more. So I'm just going to carry on till I get to the next yarn over. So here we've got another yarn over. So I did that yarn over on the previous right side row, then I did the wrong side row. Now it's important that you don't knit or purl through the back loop on the row immediately following the yarn over, because then you'll lose the hole. If you do that, you'll basically close it up and it'll just look like a regular increase. So that's the next right side row after I've done the yarn over. So I did the yarn over on the right side row, and this is the following right side row. So if I knit that through the back loop, it just closes it up and makes it a little bit rounder and a little bit more defined. So here I come to another one. So I knit it through the back loop, and then I'm actually doing another yarn over according to my pattern, and then right, I'll just continue to the end of this row in the pattern. So I'm doing another yarn over, and there we have again another yarn over on the previous row, so I just knit that through the back loop. So it doesn't really affect the pattern as such until you come to a row two rows after a yarn over. So if all the pattern rows are on the right side row, then when you come to the next right side row, if you knit the yarn over through the back loop, it just gives it a little bit more kind of defined, rounder look. And if you have quite a loose tension, then it can look a lot neater as well. So if you're fairly new to lace knitting, you may think, well, I can't really tell the difference, which is fine. If you can't tell the difference, don't worry about it. I do this on all my lace patterns now, but I don't always put in the patterns, because if I add all those knits through the back loop to the chart, it just makes it look a bit more messy, and there's just a lot more for people to remember. And if people are new to lace knitting or struggle to keep track of the chart on the lace pattern, then adding that extra bit of complication may not be very good. I mean, it does make a difference. I can tell the difference when I look at the lace pattern, but a lot of people can't. I have started including it in some of my patterns where I think it make a big difference, but not in all my patterns. So if you look on this chart, on this swatch here, on that half of the swatch, I've knitted the yarn over through the back loop on the following right side row. On that half of the swatch I haven't. So if I just hold it up to the camera, and you can see if you can tell the difference. If you found this tutorial via a search on YouTube, then do go and visit the blog post that's connected to this video. It's in the link below the video. There's a direct link to the blog post. Do have a look, as there will be a bit more information there, so do go and have a look at that. My name is Annika Alice. You can find me at www.yarnaddict.co.uk. I'm Yarn Addict Annie on Instagram, Periscope, Ravelry, Pinterest, Twitter, and thank you for watching.